So the reason we're on the hard, just to keep you in the loop, we've got a vibration. That's our main issue. Obviously we've got a fuel tank issue that could have been done on the water, but the vibration we think is the propellers that are out of balance. So before we take the propellers off, what we thought we should do is start her up, stick her in gear, and give it a quick rev, and we'll see if we're still feeling the same vibrations that we're feeling on the water when we're under load. So what happens if we don't feel a vibration? So that's a good thing or bad thing? Then we need to probably examine the props a little bit more to see if they're having an adverse effect on the water when they're spinning around and doing what they do. Because the actual prop shaft speed is in excess of 1500 revs, so it's quite a high RPM prop. So let's see if we can see some vibration. Right, so Richard's up top now. What he's going to do, he's going to start it, put it in gear, and we're just going to let it rotate for about 4 seconds, and then we're going to turn it off, then we're going to have a quick think, and then if there's no vibration then we're going to restart it and bring up the RPM. Okay, so it looked relatively straight. The slight noise from the cutlass bearing, which we knew about, and they just make a rattling noise anyway, so that's fine. So the next test is going to be a slightly higher RPM.
Unless you want to do port side.
Rich reckon we'll do port side first. It's actually the same test, so whenever you're ready. Straight as anything. Right, so now we're going to do the higher speed run. So how long are you doing it for? Just, yeah, go on, just go for it. Fucking hell.
Some vibes there.
Right, so I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but the whole prop shaft was going around in a strange manner. Right, ready when you are. Same job, slightly less. Right, so I don't know if you saw that wobble then on the camera, but hopefully we'll be able to slow the footage down. But the whole shaft was vibrating up and down. So the next test we're going to do is going to set the propellers off and see if it does the same thing. So if it doesn't, that means the propellers are bad. If it does, that could mean the engine alignment is out, and that's pushing it around in a funny area. Anyway, let's get the props off. Woo! So what I need to do now is repeat the test. I'm kind of hoping that the shudder's gone away now. It hasn't got a big prop on the end of it, but so the one way to find out. Port side ready. Alright, ready when you are, Richard?
It's starboard.
Yeah.
It goes straight into the in gear place, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Second. There was a slight
Yeah, there's no feeding through here.
oscillation. Right, so drop the props off now. Another prop specialist to get a second opinion, so I'm gonna have to wait now until see what they come back with.
So we took the props back off.
Yes.
And we took them to get a second opinion on them, didn't we?
Yes.
And the second opinion we got where they are scrap.
Yeah, he wasn't very happy with them.
Yeah.
But the
especially when we've looked at we also approached TR Yachts and got a performance report of the boat. So seeing, you know, what this boat is capable of, the props need to be like
proper high performance props where like on paper, no, well, on the test in the 80s when she was new, she was good for like 37 knots.
Yeah. So
Which
it's
it's a quick boat, do you know what I mean?
Here's the performance report. So
Yeah.
quite interesting to see, isn't it? So we got advised that there's no meat left on the bones of the original propellers.
Yes. Well, if you want it right, you need new props. So
We had to bite.
that's the route we're going down.
So we had to bite the bullet and order 2 new propellers. But the issue we've got with these propellers is because it's an American boat, it's not something that companies have on the shelves over here in the UK. So we've had to have them specially made.
Yeah, which you can probably hear the pound signs jingling away there, but I think it's well worth doing right. If you're gonna do it right now. I'm treating this boat as like a racing boat, aren't we? You know, like everything has to be absolutely perfect now.
So we ordered the props 7 weeks ago.
Yep.
And they still haven't arrived.
No.
They should be here in the next 2 weeks. So that is what the delay is. I'm getting this boat back in the water.
Yes, it's costing us a lot of money being sat where we are at the moment. So we just want it back in the water, and get it used.
So obviously the vibration issues that we had were quite major. So we assessed the shafts again.
Yes, we actually sent the shaft into somewhere else, and they went, it's no good.
Yeah.
It's no good. The tolerances aren't there. There's obviously we haven't got the capabilities in our workshop to measure the shaft run out and stuff like that.
So we had already previously paid to get them straightened, which was a good few hundred, well, a lot of hundred quids really.
It was quite
do you know
a lot
what I
of
mean?
money. Well, so you expect it to be right. Anyway, it wasn't right. But what the guy did say, it'd be fine if it was a tug or a slow boat or a canal boat or something like that. It'd be perfectly fine. But you're spinning these shafts at 1500 revs, which there is a lot going on. Anyway, so we're not having a new shaft. We're having the taper remachined because where the bend is at the moment, it's right on the taper, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're having the taper remachined, so it'll actually shorten the shaft ever so slightly.
So all them problems are still works in
Yes.
progress. So unfortunately, none of that is going to be rectified in today's episode.
No.
And to be honest, we're getting quite down with the boat and all these delays and all these problems. So we've decided, let's actually do some interesting, fun things.
Let's put something fun on the boat.
Well, not even fun. Practical, isn't it? One of them's practical.
One of them's practical.
And one of them's fun. So today we are going to fit some underwater lights.
Yep.
And because it is November and it's freezing, we're also going to fit a diesel heater.
Yeah.
So
that's what's happening today.
yeah, I think just fitting them underwater lights is really going to cheer me up. So when we were at the Southampton Boat Show, we met an awesome company called Marine Lighting Store, and they offered to help us fit some underwater lights to the boat. So we have got 4 Hella lights to fit. So these are the Hella Apello A2 RGB lights. Let's get these fitted to the boat. I'm so excited for this, can you tell? So there is a lot of things sort of on the back of the transom. There's loads of like metal plates and stuff, so obviously we want to make sure that we don't go through them.
So we've just been looking at the boat. So we've got our scum line there. So ideally we want to keep this here because it actually points out ever so slightly, so the transom's curved, so we want to be at cast light. So we want to keep it as much in the corner there as we can, I think.
Cool. So we've got 4 lights, so we put one out the outside there and one on the outside there, and then we'll work out where we can fit 2 in the middle. So this is the outside corner inside, and there's plenty of space there for a light. So in the instructions it comes with a little template so we can actually visualise where they're going to go. What do you think of that, Si?
Perfect.
It's quite nerve-wracking drilling holes in your boat though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, that's in a good location. It didn't clash with anything. So the way we actually got it in the same place on the other side was really, really clever, and you actually just blew my mind with that. I think you should show everyone.
What? Should we stand up?
I'm thinking, how are we going to make sure it's like the exact same place?
Well, it was quite simple really, just I basically looked at the level of the world and then measured to the outside there, so then you can basically put a mark there. and then it's the same there, see?
And then how did you do the bottom one?
It's basically the same there. So you just sort of measure it there, watch it swing across it. And that should be the same on the other side. There you go, see?
Cool, so that's our centre hole, so I can put this on now and then we can get the screw holes.
Because like with these, you can sort of
mark it.
You can scribe, can't you?
Well done. So the hole we drilled, I've just lined it up with my template again, so now we can put a little mark in there where the screws need to go.
So where do we want these internal ones?
See, there's a lot more going on
around
inside,
here.
So we can't really get them like bang evenly spaced between the 4 lights. It's more about where we can fit them through in the inside.
So, what about depth though? Because obviously they're like bordering the waterline. Do we bring these down a bit?
Yeah, I think about
a bit deeper. Because then as well, if they're on the line with this, these are going to technically cast a shadow. So here it won't, will it?
So yeah, about there and there. So that's where we're going to put the 2 in the middle.
So from the centre line of that bolt there, we're 120.
So we're clear.
So we're clear, and then we're basically, what was it, 65 below.
We should come out around here somewhere.
Let's try and should we put an X where we think it's going to come out. Shall we?
Come on then.
Like a little treasure map.
Fun game of the day, see how off you are.
Let me get that side. So my prediction, pen doesn't work on the side, but my prediction is that we're, so if we put a really big mark, that gives me a bit more scope then, doesn't it?
So you got it right. Oh, X marks the spot.
Well,
no brownie points for you.
How far out were we?
You're about 40 mil up.
40 mil up?
Yeah. Close but no cigar.
We've kind of worked out what went wrong. It was the measuring.
Right, so we've got to be a bit more careful this side because we've got a lot more stuff in the way, and the actual plate that the bolts are on is bigger than this plate here. Oh, scary moment, big hole in the boat.
Yeah, I think the bigger the hole, the quicker you'll sink. Obviously.
Quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, how thick is the transom?
Very.
Very thick. So Hella recommend the Fusion controller to run the lights. So we've got one of them. Also comes with an awesome little controller. So we're just at the wiring stage now, aren't we?
Yay.
Not long. Do you You know, instead of underwater lights,
Yeah.
maybe we should have got like some inside lights, because it is.
We can't see anything.
It's
Even though look at them up there.
They're like glowworms' armpits. But
So-
we're literally working by torchlight, and it looks brighter through the GoPro than what it actually is.
Might work through that.
So we got the controller all wired in.
According to this spec on the Apollos, isn't it?
Right, I'm gonna go and put some batteries in the controller while you hook that main supply up
Is it
to
dark enough yet?
Are you ready? Good set.
Wow, they're really good. They are just like bright as anything now.
So that's me controlling the colours.
It just blurs out the camera.
So it's November and it is freezing on the boat. So the next upgrade that we're going to do is we're going to fit a new diesel heater, because the original one is from 1989. So it had a knee dispatcher and it doesn't work anymore. So that is no good. So as you know, me and Simon have spent years and years and years converting camper vans, and the diesel heaters that we always used to fit in the camper vans were these. An auto term heater, and we've fitted these for years and we have never had a problem with one of them, so we are going to fit one to the boat. So this is the auto term 2D. It's nice and cute, isn't it? There we go. So we have, because we've already got a diesel heater originally fitted on the boat, all the vent work and the pipe work is in. So that's sort of the hard bit already done for us, which is great. So hopefully it should just be a swap in this one. It lives down on the transom. So we just hopefully need to mount it up, do the wiring, get some fuel in the tanks to be able to test it. And there's already an exhaust on the transom as well. So hopefully it should be quite a quick install, fingers crossed.
Should be nearly finished today.
So we knew that we were fitting a diesel heater in when we done the fuel tanks. So we've already put the fuel pickup into the tank. So that side of things is done.
So what have we got here then? So we've got some exhaust, so we've got our intake pipe with silencer to quieten up the induction. Got the fuel pump, all the brackets and loads of things. Extension leads, power supply, heater itself, some high temperature exhaust lagging. Fuel pipe.
And the controller.
Beautiful, isn't it? Right, so we weren't sure if we needed this through hole thingy exhaust, because the original one down here we already had it in and it's sort of in a good location, but the pipes are actually different sizes, so we're going to be fitting that. So hopefully that will go in quite nice.
So this is the original exhaust outlet that was on the boat, but we've had to replace it with a new one because the pipe on the new heater is smaller than what the original one was. So we didn't film any of that because it is absolutely bucketing it down with rain outside. So Simon got a bit wet doing that job. Even though I'm still getting wet sat here because our canopy is failed, hasn't it?
I'm not even in the water yet. I'm so disappointed. So many jobs to do.
And that's one thing that we aren't good at, is sewing things up. So get the duct tape out until Mum comes down.
Cool. So now that's going to go around there somewhere. So after Gemma's put all the pipes on, lovely. We've got an adapter connector kind of thing, we think, to go there. What we need to do is loop the exhaust round, so the exhaust comes up to this point here. So I think if we get this screwed on here first, then we'll start working out the exhaust, because that's probably the most important part.
So put the heat lagger on the exhaust.
Oh yeah.
There you go. I'm gonna fit that.
So you don't burn your hands.
Yeah. Or your boat.
Or your boat. Right, so it's all plumbed-ish now. So the heater's mounted, we've got our exhaust route going up here. Could do with some more exhaust lagging around here. We've kind of run out. I've got some more in the workshop. And we're missing a hose clip, so we need to get one of those. So now we need to start connecting all the wires up.
So we're just onto the wiring phase now. So we've got to get the wires from the heater at the back all the way to the controls at the front. So just working out the best route for the cables.
Yeah. Right, so we've got a little controller in now and it's turned on. Unfortunately, it's a lot smaller than the original, so I think eventually we'll make like a nice sort of a Roco panel to blank that off, but it's in the same location as the originals for now. Right, so what we need now is some fuel. Right, where are you going to get your fuel from?
We've got a really good fuel station in the back of the van.
So here's our fuel station in the back of the van. So now all we've got to do now is get this from here into the boat.
I'm not carrying it.
Should take a minute, can't it? Something I learned when we're doing the motorhomes is to pre-bleed the fuel system on the diesel heater to make it easier on startup. So unfortunately the only syringe we can find is the one that Gemma takes for 6 fleas and lice thing. So there you go, it's primed already. Nice red cherry colour, as they say in Wicked Tuning. So we haven't actually mounted the fuel pump yet. What I'm going to do is try and balance all this. I'm just going to take that. Okay. Brilliant. Okay.
So we haven't tidied up all the wires and mounted the pump and things like that because we wanted to just get everything sort of routed, test it, and then we're going to tidy all the wires and cables. So I think we're ready for the big switch on. Is it coming on?
Yeah. So you can now hear the fuel pump clicking, but it usually takes a minute to get the fuel through the pipe. Right, so the fuel now has just got down the pipe, so you should hear a note change in a second. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the sound of like fuel's got to the heater.
Cool, so just onto the last tidy up of all the wires.
Yeah. Right, so a few more jobs ticked off. We fitted some lights, didn't we?
Oh, do you know what? That was the pick me up that I needed.
Yes.
Actually, something pretty and just irrelevant on the boat.
And I cannot wait to see them in the water. They are going to be.
The
Cool.
way they lit up the area last night.
Yeah, you couldn't look at them.
No.
You can't look at them.
The bright side,
Yeah.
can't wait to get them under the water. So thank you so much to Marine Lighting Store for them lights. They are fabulous. There is a link in the description as well, and a discount code if you want to go and check them out.
Okay. I'd recommend them, and they're hella. I love Hella products. Yeah,
they are good quality. I just can't believe that they offer a 5-year warranty with them for underwater lights.
Something that's sat underwater.
It goes to show like how
much faith they've got in them.
Yeah. And also thank you to Owen from Autoterm for our diesel heater.
Yes, that's keeping us toasty now, isn't it?
Yeah, fab. So we've worked with Owen for years, and he's always supplied our diesel heaters when we were building camper vans.
Yes.
And we wouldn't use any other one.
No.
And they are the most sort of cost-effective diesel heaters on the market. Obviously, apart from all these Chinese rip-offs.
Chinese ones,
which
we've had bad experiences with them.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend it.
No,
There's a reason why they're only like 100 quid.
Yeah.
And also, Autoterm have offered you guys a discount as well. So I'll stick a link to their website and the discount code in the description of this video. So we like to share that products that we like and we use and we stand behind. We'll also, we love it when them companies offer you guys a discount.
Yeah.
Because, every little helps, doesn't it? You don't have to go and buy one.
No.
But if you're in the market for some underwater light or a diesel heater.
And obviously we've tested them. They work fantastic.
Well, we're going to put them to the test the next couple of years, aren't we? So, that's it for today.
Yeah.
We are still head scratching and still waiting for props and still waiting to find a company to sort out our shafts.
Yeah, to get rid of the bad vibes.
We don't want no bad vibes on this boat.
No.
So hopefully the next video will be all of that coming together.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Unless Gemma decides to I don't know,
redecorate
or something. Just put an extension on or something, Just.
Oh well. Hopefully I want to be in the water in the next 3 weeks.
That'll be great, that one.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Just before winter.
Yeah.
Just before Christmas.
So subscribe to see if that actually happens this year. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching.
Right, cheers guys.
See you all soon.
See you now, bye.
I won't say next week because it mightn't be next week.
No.
Bye for now.
See you later.